Commonwealth Youth Development Index reported low-income countries as the worst places for young people to live in. And frankly, they are not far from the truth. As a young person in a poor country, you're still faced with countless challenges left and right, especially if you want to upskill, grow, and make a living for yourself. For one, there is constant electricity outages. Sad fact, right? That's why it took me this long to shoot this video. We did not have electricity for 3 days. Or you still have to battle it out with weak internet connectivity. As if that's not enough, there is unemployment, poor education, poor healthcare,
lack of opportunities.
Now I'm sounding more like a broken record, but you get that, right? But what if I told you that amidst all of these monumental challenges, there are actually young people who are not just surviving, but thriving in low and middle income countries? And this is not because they're privileged, or they come from rich homes, or they had the best education, but simply because they learned to leverage some essential skills which they use to render services to people. And in this video, we're going to explore 8 of these skills and how you can get started in any of them. But this time around, it is going to be unique. You're going to hear directly from these young professionals. Aren't you excited? So don't go anywhere. This is Grow with AJ. If you have a business or an organization, or you have an event, or you're an artist or a media institution, then you definitely need the services of a graphic designer. What is graphic design like in low-income countries? For this, let's hear from someone who is hailed by his fellow graphic designers as the best in the business, probably because of the quality of his work, the amount of people he's trained that has gone on to be quite good graphic designers, and his big clientele base. In fact, he's even produced work for people like the popular Nigerian record producer Mastercraft and the big hit Sierra Leonean artist Drizzly.
Hey learners, my name is Abdulrahman Jalloh. I'm a graphic designer and I'm a brand developer. Being a graphic designer in Sierra Leone is some tough things because you think everybody know what they want, but actually it's not it. Because no matter how good you are, you try to make a client feel, okay, this is what you're working in. It tells you no. That's not what I want. This is what I need. And sometimes clients think what they need is right for what they want. And being a graphic designer, you're supposed to help them cross those boundaries. But most times it's very challenging to cross that path.
Wherever there are challenges, there are equally opportunities.
There's a lot of good perspective in terms of you choosing a path to be a graphic designer, because obviously the market is opening up to that already. There are artists that need a very good music covers. There are magazines coming up. There are NGOs that need good graphic designers to do reports for them. And you can earn a lot from it, because once you're good at it, definitely you get money. You can earn more than 300, 400 bucks and all that, dollars I mean, and all that. So once you're good at it, it's just giving it time, you know. Learning and perfecting your craft makes you get good clientele base.
If you want to get into graphic design, then you should definitely take his advice into practice.
Few things I would advise you. Number one, obviously get a laptop. Number two, check a lot of Pinterest stuff. You know, so go on Pinterest. Don't try to do it from the beginning. It's very hard and it takes too much time. But the fastest way to learn graphics, like an Italian said, is learning from someone's graphics. So you go to Pinterest, bring flyers, complimentary cards, brand development stuff and all that. Check it. There's Pinterest, there's Behance. So check all of those things. Take like month, like 2-3 months. Just keep looking at all of them so you can influence your mind. You understand? Once you can change the perspective in your mind and the way you see things, it's easier to do graphics. If all of these things will influence your thought process is the most important thing. So check all of these things, Pinterest, Behance, pick things from there. Then download your software, Photoshop, Illustration, CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW is mostly used for print stuff, for printing press. For Photoshop, it's like a DI stuff, it's like a ready-made, so you can easily transform from there. But they're all the same design tools and all of that. But my advice is that be relaxed, do not rush. And one of the major things, be teachable. Learn to listen. Trust me, you're going to meet clients that's so crazy that can make you change your mind being a graphic designer. I wish you guys all the best learners.
I know it's mentioned Pinterest for you to learn from the graphic designers there. But if you want to learn from the best, you can definitely check out his work on his Instagram page, Made Perfect Brands. There you can find a series of work that he's done for various clients, and you can even PV him and ask him questions that you like response to. If you want to be a communication specialist, a public relations consultant, or a branding specialist, or you simply want to learn how to write concept notes, project proposals, articles, or reports, then make no mistake, writing is the most important aspect in all of them. Now, don't take my word for it. Let's hear from an expert who spends their time branding institutions, developing communication strategies for organizations, and also writing articles or crafting messages that appeal to the right audience, all within a low-income country. In fact, she even moved all the way from Canada to Sierra Leone.
Hey learners, my name is Mariama Khadija and I'm a communication specialist and an entrepreneur. I do branding, marketing, and PR consulting. All the things I've mentioned involve a lot of writing. How do I define writing? I define writing as storytelling. Why do you say storytelling? Because for me, when I write, I have to capture. The importance is capturing the full journey. And one thing that I've also learned in writing, especially in the tech space, is that you don't write, and this could be applicable to any other areas of writing, not just the tech space. You don't write the way you speak. You have to write in the way the audience can receive and comprehend the message.
There are tons of writing opportunities, and hence you have the skills and you're willing to put yourself out there, and it doesn't really matter whether you're in a low-income country or not.
So, like I said, and I cannot state this enough, writing is an important skill, and it's also something that is very lucrative, and you can create multiple streams of income from it. For example, you can be a script writer, you can be a blogger, you can be a content contributor, like writing for different magazines. That's money, you know? You can also start blogging online and you can get sponsorship deals and brand ambassador deals. You're a storyteller. You can harness on your experience and people want to read about it because the way you will describe something, to many people, this is just an iPhone. But as a writer, this is a communication device. When you say it like that, it sounds better, right? An iPhone versus a communication device. Which one is more appealing? A communication device. And honestly, the great thing about it doesn't matter with internet and technology, it doesn't matter where you're at. All these things can be remote. All these writing jobs that I've mentioned, or these different streams of income that you could create for yourself can be done remotely. Yep, you can do it right from the comfort of your home.
But if you want to be better at your writing skills, then let's learn from our tips and advice.
When you start school, from the basic foundation they teach you, one of the basic foundations is how to write. So if you want to be a better writer, because you just keep getting better, you don't get into writing, you keep getting better and better, continue to read. Reading and writing go hand in hand. You cannot be a great writer if you are not an avid reader. Read everything. And if you also want to be the best writer, because I don't know how we would measure that, reflect on what you read. Even if it's just one line, reflect on it.
If you also want to get a more personalized tip on how to be better at your writing or communication skills, then you can hit Mariam up on Instagram. You can PV her, then she'll be able to guide you, but make sure you go straight to the point. You can also learn from this article I found online, which has 50 free resources to improve your writing skills. As more businesses, organizations, and people are coming online and realizing the potential of digital opportunities, the demand for website development is ever increasing. Website development is the process of designing, developing, and deploying a website on the internet. Now, let's hear from someone who is an experienced software engineer that has built countless tools and applications for businesses and organizations in Sierra Leone. Talk about the opportunities of website development in low-income countries.
Hello learners, I'm Fodesen Kamara. I'm a software engineer. Companies and organizations are looking to have a digital presence just so they could tap into digital opportunities. But there are not much developers here in Sierra Leone, and I'm sure it's the same for many low-income countries.
To be a website developer, it is required to be at least comfortable working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, core that makes up website development. What advice does Fode have for those of you who want to venture into website development?
Programming is not easy. You need a whole lot of time to practice. But thank God, there are lots of resources if you looking to learn programming. For example, YouTube, you can have access to free tutorials. You have Udemy, access to paid courses. And there is even free code camp if you want to learn full stack development, JavaScript, Python, and many, many more. You just need to make sure you make time for practice, and you should definitely be a reading genius. Like for me, I read a lot. There are other developer posting content on Twitter and LinkedIn. You just need to follow them, learn from them, and also you should also learn to share your experiences with others as well. There are many resources online to learn website development. If you feel overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, then subscribe to this channel, Grow with AJ.
There you go. If you want to learn more about Fode's work or you seek specific guidance on how to get started with website development, then please check out Fode SN Camera on LinkedIn, where you can connect with him, message him at any time. I'm sure you receive response from him. If you want to learn more about website development, then you should definitely check out Traversi Media YouTube channel, where there are a lot of website development and programming tutorials you can find there. Now, of all the skills, this is probably one of the most competitive skills in low and middle income countries. Almost everyone today can simply use their smartphone, like an iPhone, to produce quality images. What really distinguishes a professional digital photographer from wannabes is the deep domain knowledge they have in their field and their excellent editing skills, which produce mind-blowing images. I spoke to someone who started with a cheap Canon T5 camera, but now has a studio and a thriving business in design and photography. Let's hear from him.
Hey, what's up, learners? My name is Habib Anthony Seri, commonly known as King Seri. I'm a digital photographer. Okay, so some of the opportunities has to do with the fact that it's a professional career. You have to meet with a lot of people, a lot of potential people, and then you have to be to different places, you know. To be frank enough, on a normal basis, yeah, these are places that you can't afford, but with photography, you have the privilege to be in such places. I think it's a good privilege or a good opportunity, and you have the opportunity also to work with different professional photographers that are working towards professionalism.
Though, as a digital photographer, there are tons of opportunities for you to capture moments and get paid for it. There are equally challenges that you have to learn to navigate and overcome in order to be effective at your work, especially in low and middle income countries.
Being a digital photographer, there are a lot of challenges that we are faced with as Sierra Leoneans. One has to be with not everyone accept the fact that photography is a professional line of work. You know, there are a lot of challenges with regards to having professional gears, and for the fact that most of these gears are not sold here in Sierra Leone, you have to ship them. Another thing is that the fact that these professional gears are so expensive, and then it's like you having a high expenditure but with a very low income because of our country, Sierra Leone. And another challenge is the fact that location-wise, having to know the right spot or the right location for certain shoots.
But what has King Seri got for those of you who want to get started in digital photography?
A lot of times we are challenged or we are faced with this question as if I want to do this, I want to pursue photography, but is the world ready to accept me? I think most time we get ourselves confused with that question, but I think the right question has to be, are you ready for the world to accept you? Are you ready for the world to accept you? Because the first step to succeed in whatever you're doing is to just start. What you have to first invest in is your education. That has to do with doing online courses, you know, watch YouTube videos. Having this knowledge, you can use your phone. There are a lot of professional phones now you can use. You can use your phone as a start. Maybe there is someone who can't afford to have a digital, a DSLR camera at the moment, but you have a very good phone that can take great pictures. You can use your phone with the knowledge. Like, that's why I lay emphasis on the studies, the educational studies. With the knowledge, you can produce good pictures with just your phone. So if that's the only thing you can afford at start, then just start with it.
You can check out Seri's work on his Instagram page and get acquainted with some of the quality images produced by his studio. Get in touch with him to learn more. Also, you can check out Shutterstock Tutorials, a YouTube channel is geared towards providing tutorials on design, photography, and filmmaking. Video is the #1 way we consume content online, and it's no secret that having the ability to edit videos is one of the most sought after skills that companies and organizations are looking for in order to showcase their work or tell their stories. Now, there are lots of opportunities for video editing in low-income countries, and I had the pleasure of having one of the most talented video editors we have in Sierra Leone, who's done multiple projects for important institutions. Talk a little bit about video editing.
Hi learners, my name is Bob Lidumbia. I'm a video editor. Well, there are a lot of opportunities for video editors in low-income country. NGOs, government agencies, they want to tell their stories outside, and it takes a video editor to tell their stories, and a bunch of other creatives. But it's a lucrative field, and if you're a young person who wants to go into video editing, I believe it's a call for you. The demand is high, the supply is really low.
I recently started learning video editing on my own, primarily because starting a YouTube channel requires you to shoot and edit videos. And it was a little bit overwhelming at first. I didn't quite know where to start as a beginner, and I didn't quite anticipate some challenges I might encounter. So I had to seek a professional's advice, in this case, Public Dumbia. And trust me, it saved me a lot of time and effort.
It is quite difficult to start when you don't have a personal PC, where you have to borrow someone else's laptop. And it is absolutely difficult because some of the time when you want to watch videos, that will be the time the person will request for his or her laptop. So as for me, it was studious, but I had to press. I knew what I wanted. I knew the dream that I'm chasing. So giving up was not an option for me. So I had to do the necessary things that were involved in for me to become a video editor. Yeah, it is very challenging in Thailand to become a video editor, even to have a project. It is very, very challenging. But if you've mastered your skills and you are very good at what you're doing, I believe you will reject a whole lot of projects that are coming in. So as a young person who wants to go into video editing, what are you waiting for? Do you have a phone? Do you have a laptop? Or do you have someone that can guide you? Make this as an opportunity. Go to YouTube, watch videos, prepare yourself, because this 21st century, it takes skilled people to lead, and you are that one person.
If you also seek a professional advice on how to get started with video editing, you can check out Public Dumbia at the Public Official on Facebook and on Twitter as well. You can reach out to him at any time, ask him questions, and he'll get back to you. Or if you're seeking some tutorials on how to get started with video editing, then definitely check out Think Media. It's a YouTube channel and they have a lot of videos about camera gears, microphones, and also content like how to use your smartphone to record and edit videos, so you can even start with your smartphone. Now, this is my domain, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about it. Stay with me and bear my bias here. So here's the situation in low-income countries. There are companies who collect data on their business, sales, and customers, and they need people to help them make sense of the data. Also, NGOs or government entities most of the time conduct surveys or try to find ways to track project outcomes and impact. They also need people to help them derive useful insights from their data. As a data analyst, you'll be developing interactive dashboards and reports to help these organizations track their key performance indicators, make better decisions, and most of all, create value. But in case you're still wondering what data analysis is, well, data analysis is defined as the process of cleaning, analyzing, and modeling data to derive useful information for business organization decision making. Now, there are quite a bunch of challenges you'll be faced when starting out. For one, if you don't have a computer, it will be difficult for you to learn and pick up data analysis skills. So I advise you to get one. Also, as a beginner, there's this feeling of not knowing where to start due to the abundance of resources online. But for now, you can just focus on the basics of data analysis and how it's been applied in business, government, and society in general. But if you're feeling like you want to get your hands dirty, then you should definitely learn the basics of Microsoft Excel to practice cleaning, analyzing, and visualizing spreadsheet data. All of this will prepare you to learn more advanced concepts like choosing and learning a programming language, i.e. Python or R, or picking up SQL skills to work with data, or using visualization tools like Dash, Tableau, Power BI, or Kibana to build interactive dashboards and reports. But if you want to learn more, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification, as I will be bringing you more data analysis and data science concepts. You can also check out Wale at the Work Life Man YouTube channel. Interestingly, Wale was an engineer who transitioned into data analysis, and it's been an amazing journey for him. You can find lots of content on his channel that can guide you on how to get started with data analysis. When you take a walk around the bustling central business areas of cities in low-income countries, you most likely find young people offering different IT services to people. They set up shops right at the side of the road, most times with just an umbrella, a desk, and a computer in front of them. They offer a range of different IT services like installing WhatsApp or other software on your phone or computer, or fix your device when it's faulty. And these people are called IT support technicians. I spoke to one of them just to get an understanding of how things are with their work.
My own name is Lukman Sesay. I'm member of the IT support officers. We own sign now for configure phone, arrange computers, both the hardware and the software. The internet access what we get now the country is very let me say too strong that way. We go through the kind challenge and someday they can network there, someday they can network not there. A very disheartening. Only one network self will get working much better, we can use it more faster. More the problem we get now the fastest of the internet. Also sometimes the business we do can look so valuable. Some day they come, they get work, some day they come, they get.
Regardless of these challenges, there are equally opportunities associated with this type of work.
This work, it don't take me a long way because from where I begin now, I don't see a lot of improvement. Because even though I try to pursue education and continue back to school and university, it don't help me for like get money for take care of my home, the parents, the family, so a lot.
If you want to get started in IT support, then definitely take his advice into consideration.
Focus, because then you forget passion for them. Because we get passion for something, now you don't go into perfection. Quite fine actually, but the person for the honest and for me somebody who much know the work. If you start sitting anyway, you don't know, you go ask questions, Then somebody for me later forget something I ate up here because you don't forget some solutions and if you name for it. It is very fun and very difficult.
You can explore YouTube for more IT support tutorials, or if you are feeling a little bit more ambitious and want to go pro, then you can take Google's IT Professional Certificate course, where you learn a ton of skills like troubleshooting, working with operating systems and command line tools, system administration, etc. It is a paid course, though there is a way for you to take the course and be certified for it completely free. You do it by applying for financial aid for each course and start learning. But essentially, you can use this professional certificate to work for companies like Google, or work for NGOs or government entities, or even start up your own IT company. How do we make sure our products and services reach more people? How do we increase traction to our pages and accounts? How do we get more followers and engagement? How do we convert those followers into paying customers? These are some of the questions that small and large businesses are increasingly looking to answer in low-income countries. And this is where social media marketing comes in. But what is social media marketing? Essentially, social media marketing is the use of social media and social network to market a company's products and services. The rise of social media companies like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram and TikTok gave birth to social media marketing, and it is here to stay. Today, there are more people, especially young people, coming online than ever before, with over 54% of the population of low and middle income countries using the internet. And companies are increasingly looking to tap into that to widen the reach of their products and services. So this is a wonderful time for social media marketers. We're not expected to be all rosy. Quite a few challenges you might encounter when starting out. For one, social media marketing is relatively a new concept for businesses in low-income countries. So landing your first client will require a lot of convincing. You literally will have to prove to the clients or the potential clients how social media marketing will benefit their business. You also would have to study the different platforms, understand how they function and their differences, and know where to start for specific clients. So if you want to get started in social media marketing, then please check out Google's digital marketing course, where you learn a ton of skills, especially when it comes to designing and developing online business strategy, learning and understanding search engine optimization, helping businesses get noticed locally, learning analytics to track key metrics, and also, of course, learning social media marketing. And here is the kicker: it is completely free. If you're at this point, then I'm happy you took the time to watch the rest of the video. Thank you for sticking around. I've included links to all the resources I shared on the description below. Please check them out. Thank you very much. Happy learning.